That movie sucked.
I kind of liked it.
Movie Night Crew Network.
Ever come home and find your room messed up? Like some helpful person, hi mom, has tried to clean it, and suddenly you can't find anything? And even if nothing is missing, you get that creepy feeling like somebody's been looking through your private stuff and dusting everything with lemon furniture polish. It's kind of the way I felt seeing Camp Applet again. On the surface, things didn't look different at all. The big house was still there, with its blue gabled roof and its wraparound porch. The strawberry fields still baked in the sun. The same white calm Greek buildings were scattered around the valley. The amphitheater, the combat arena, the dining pavilion overlooking the Long Island Sound. And nestled between the woods and the creek were the same cabins. A crazy assortment of 12 buildings, each representing a different Olympian god. But there was an air of danger now. You could tell something was wrong. Instead of playing volleyball in the sandpit, counselors and satyrs were stockpiling weapons in the tool shed. Dryads, armed with bows and arrows, talked nervously at the edge of the woods. The forest looked sickly. The grass in the meadow was pale yellow, and the fire marks on Half-Lit Hill stood out like ugly scars. Somebody had messed up my favorite place in the world, and I was not, well, a happy camper. Welcome to Of the Oldest Gods, where we discuss Rick Riordan's role as our godly parent.
I'm Taylor from Cabin 6.
And I'm Charlie from Cabin 13. So this chapter, Annabeth swore. Oh my god. Like, she swore. It's kind of bad shit.
I mean, with more context, swearing on the river Styx is pretty dicey.
No, Annabeth said fuck in this chapter.
Oh man, you and I are reading different editions of this book. God damn.
No, I think it's actually the same exact edition. We've covered this before. We've talked about this.
I just can't read. Explains a lot. Explains a lot about how my day went. No, I say like 5 words in the intro and still have to read it. I cannot do the intro without having it in front of my face.
I mean, I can't either. You know this.
But you have more words! Before we spiral out of control, and by we, I mean me, we have a guest this week! And I'm a failure at my job. This week we are joined by our friend Grace from over on the restricted section.
Hello.
Hello. Grace is in cabin 4. We had to have this conversation before we got on, because none of us... I kept saying cabin 6, and then it was not. It was not.
Yeah. You know, I think it just depends on the day.
I think that's the right...
And I know that's not how any of this works, but...
It is.
Sometimes it does work that way.
It's just like a house, you know?
Exactly.
I think it's just, I assume all Ravenclaws are Athena, no matter what.
I think that... Yeah, I get that. And I think maybe that's why I was like, I'm cabin 4.
Yeah.
You know,
we're fine.
Just because I want to be... Just trying to be different.
You just have, like, big mom energy for not being a mom.
Wow.
And that's, like...
Wow.
And that's, like, Demeter.
I think that maybe comes from, you know, having a lot of siblings. You get it. You know.
I have a couple. There's a couple hanging out.
You have siblings?
It's true.
Wow.
Shit. My little sister was dressed
Brand
as
new information.
Minnie Mouse for Halloween, and I legitimately cried. I mean,
that's so
full-on fucking tears coming down out of my eyes when my sister sent me the picture.
Oh my god, wholesome.
I'm fine. It's been fine. This week's been fine. We're recording this a couple days after the Thursday when I was supposed to release an episode, and there wasn't an episode, and instead you got a double feature the following Thursday. Yeah, we're in between those 2 Thursdays right now. Life has been fun.
Figure out that timeline. Have fun figuring that one out.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough to break that down, but you got
it. Write it down, you'll figure it out. So, like I said, Grace, you can often hear her over on the restricted section. On a few occasions, she's popped up on Movie Night Crew. What else are you doing? I know you have an exciting project coming up with our dear friend Christina and Mary Payton.
I do. Oh my gosh. Well, first of all, I do just want to say pronouns are she, her.
Oh, that was my fault, guys. I'm failing.
No.
We're so bad
you're
at
doing
this.
Great. Y'all are doing great. But yes, Taylor, you mentioned a really fun project that Christina and Mary Peyton and I are doing. And also Mike, if anyone knows who Mike is, there's 1,000 Mikes and I'm probably confusing you. But
he did the logo
Mike,
for the restricted section.
Who designed the logo. Yeah, exactly. He designed the restricted section logo. And the four of us are starting our own publishing company called Wildling Press. And we're launching in just 2 days on Saturday. So we're really excited. Check us out. Our website is wildlingpress.com. And just to like give you a little thumbnail about what we're trying to do, Wildling is committed to uplifting marginalized voices and helping debut authors learn about the world of indie publishing, basically. So we're really excited to get started, and you can follow us on social media. We're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all the usuals.
Tina's rocking her social media role as always.
She is. She's just the absolute best. But yeah, so at Wildling Press, follow us. If you want to hit us up, you can email us at hello@wildlingpress.com.
Thank you. That was beautiful. And I'm glad you remembered your pronouns because...
No, yeah.
The worst part is I told you I would ask them beforehand.
Well, that's the only reason I remember to do it, because I was like, Taylor said.
We're good. My kids took a quiz today, so my brain is a little frazzled from looking at the same words 150 times.
That's like one of those things where you look at a word for so long it starts looking like it's not real and it's not right.
I do that
and you're
with
like,
names sometimes, like names that are just like normal names.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, wait, is this
and I'm like,
real?
this cannot be right. Like, I distinctly remember a couple weeks ago, I was looking at the word 8, and I was like, how is this?
How did this come out of these words?
To be clear. Yeah.
Just like...
I don't know.
What?
Just like, how did this happen?
That's how I feel about the English.
I look at words a lot, so I run into that quite often.
Yeah. Yeah, once you read the same, like, prompt about the Homestead Act, the meaning of life just disappears.
True.
Hey, my kids did well in this quiz, and I just want to brag about that.
Yay!
Yeah, that's amazing.
We needed to brag today.
Good job, Teacher Taylor.
Teacher Taylor is different from present Taylor and past Taylor and future Taylor, as well as editing Taylor.
Mm-hmm. You have so many personas.
I'm sort of starting to get concerned by how many personas I have.
I thought you said fursonas for a second.
Oh.
Maybe I did.
I'm not judging, like whatever.
I guess we'll get on to the show now that I've had my mental breakdown for the episode.
Oh, is it the first one? Is this only the first one?
I'm gonna rant about Tantalus, but I don't think I have too many.
Oh, we are going to rant about him.
But
I'm excited.
I don't have any why the fuck are we? They mention World War II, but I don't want to open that bag of worms again.
We're not talking about World War II anymore. I'm done.
I'm taking like a professional development course right now about World War II. I don't really need any more World War II in my life. Not that anybody does. World War is
probably
bad.
Just keep it to the one area and no crossover, please.
So we're still at Camp Half-Blood. So I want to pose this question to you, Grace.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you think Camp Half-Blood is actually located?
Wow, a question I've never considered before in all of my days. I just always assumed it was like in New York. That's all I got.
It's just so weird because it's all like grassy and everything, and it's so close to the city. Does that how that works?
Well, I mean, I know because it feels like it's like really close to the city, but maybe it's upstate. They have grass there.
What if it moves? What if it like is physically
like Mount Olympus?
Yeah. What if like it physically is there, but once you're in the boundaries, it actually shifts?
Okay, that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
And it's more of a portal entry and not necessarily...
I think that's cool. I like that.
And then it could be in upstate New York where there's actually room to have all that shit.
Right, because it's sprawling,
Maybe it's just in its own dimension and it doesn't matter.
It's a pocket
It's not
dimension.
even on the same plane.
It's a
okay.
fucking pocket dimension in the middle of Long Island Sound. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Wow, glad we solved that.
Yeah, I mean,
Good
look,
work.
all we needed to do was bring Brooke. Wow, I just called you Brooke. You guys are not the same person at all.
No, that's true.
Shout
Shout out to Brooke, though. Love her.
That is...
Taylor, are you
Actually,
I
okay?
appreciate the comparison.
No.
I appreciate it.
Well, actually, when Restricted Section first started, you and Brooke, I would always confuse.
That's so funny.
Like, consistently,
but good for me, bad for her, because she has a lot of really intelligent things to say, and I typically don't, so
Shut up.
I'll take it.
I will tell you to shut up repeatedly. That is not true. But, like, genuinely,
that's so funny.
I used to always, like, really struggle which of you was talking. Mary Peyton was the other one. Like, the three of you, just in my head.
Yeah.
And then I met all of you, obviously.
Yeah.
A few
now
months
it's
in.
very clear.
It's very clear who's who. I'm fine.
We used to, I mean, it was also tough when we had so many people on one episode, so
God.
I imagine a lot of people were just confused a lot of the time.
Those first, what was it, 4 episodes? Where
Yeah.
I remember
It was
listening
wild.
to those and just...
I should
was on a
re-listen.
walk.
Should you?
I should.
No, yes, you should. You should.
Just because now I know who everybody is now.
That's
I
fair.
know. Having that context would probably be really funny.
I feel like it took me till book 2 to, like, understand who everybody was.
Yeah.
I had to, like, just listen for a while. And I binged, like, Restricted Section. I binged
Yeah,
it
you
when I
did.
first found it. So.
Wow. Cool. That's so funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
it's a good time.
that to say, Taylor's brain does not work. So, Charlie, I'm turning it over to you. I should stop talking.
Did you do the recap?
Oh, shit! I never told anybody what the episode is about!
I was waiting for you to do the recap. I was very patient. You skipped to your other segment, and I was like, what? Oh, Taylor is broken. She's given up.
She is broken.
Y'all, I had a minor procedure done on my neck, and it hurts.
Oh no.
I've had, like, people die. It's fine.
Oh my
We're
gosh.
fine. Everything's fine. We're fine. I'm gonna do a
You're doing
summary
great.
now.
Okay, cool.
Back at camp and things suck ass, just like my life right now. Chiron is going on a mandatory vacation with his cousins because Talia is dying part 2. Someone poisoned the water hole. There's one thing that can fix it, but Chiron tells them to stay like the puppies they are. On to dinner, where we meet the worst mortal ever, and Percy gets a new cabin mate. This is a Tyson Stan podcast now.
Oh, it is. That's all this podcast is. It's
This
about
is not a
Tyson,
Percy Jackson.
and now he's the best character, and I want to hug him.
Peter
I
Johnson
support
doesn't
this.
exist.
Yeah, agreed.
Tyson only.
Tyson 24/7.
Tyson for president?
I
So
thought
what I'm
that's where
hearing,
that was
Tyson-
leading to, was like Tyson... What year is the next election? 2024?
2024?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tyson 2024. There we go.
Yeah.
It's fine.
We're fine.
We got there in the end.
We're doing great here. We're
That's
thriving.
probably
I
be
agree.
better than whatever the world is actually going to be like in 2 years, 3 years.
I don't even really want to think about it.
That's fair. Okay, now that this episode is completely messed up by Taylor's brain, Charlie, it's up to you now.
You have to save it.
I will do
Save
my
the singing
best.
ship.
I'm trying here. All right. Well, for this week's In Case You Missed It, but shh.
Wait, can I just say, I do really love that. I think that's awesome.
Well,
Thank
it's-
Andrew.
Because
It's
Andrew
Andrew.
came up
I
He
know
made it.
Andrew came up with it, and that is so classic Andrew, first
It
of all.
is.
And second of all, I really particularly love this segment because I mythed a lot of things, generally.
I learn a lot of
because
things right here.
I do. And, like, I don't have that much myth background, so this segment of your show is quite helpful to me.
So I'm the typical Percy Jackson fan where like this became my gateway into mythology, and then it's overtaken my life. Like I just spend time on Wikipedia, like looking at random obscure gods now, and that's just how I spend my days.
And now you just record it.
Yeah, that's true. I record some of it,
that's cool.
at least. like a small fraction.
Yeah. Just a small, tiny fraction of your everyday.
Like yesterday, I looked up I somehow found myself on the page of a random Egyptian god who's like a snake, but then just has human feet coming out of it.
Wow. That was unexpected.
Yeah, that was definitely not...
Yeah.
Did not see that coming.
Uh-huh.
Wow. Cool. Charlie's very cool. Anyway, go ahead. Carry on with your segment.
I'm not cool. This is incorrect, but thank you. So we're going to talk about Cyclopes. Oh my god. I'm like, how do I say this word? Cyclopes. How do you say it in plural? Just Cyclopes?
Yeah, it's just Cyclops, too.
That's so... My brain does not want to do that.
There's just an
I know,
added
it feels
E.
like it should be different.
I know.
If it's one Cyclops, there's no E. If there's two, there's an
It's just...
E.
It's Cyclops. But yeah, so we didn't talk about that last chapter because this is the chapter where we find out, hey, guess what? They can be children of Poseidon. So
That was shocking to me because I did not know that was a thing.
I didn't want to spoil that last chapter, so I was like, let's save that for this one.
Good call. Good call.
But yeah, speaking of that one particular Cyclops, who is a famed son of Poseidon, we'll talk about him more later, but he is Polyphemus from the Odyssey. Yeah. He's a guy. He's a fun guy. So Cyclops means circle mushroom? Eyes or round eyes. Even they only have one eye.
Well,
why?
I don't know. Maybe because
is that the translation for just Cyclops as
I think it
plural?
might be just because of the plural.
Maybe. I don't know.
Oh, it says here that the plural is Cyclopes.
I don't like that.
Is it Cyclopes?
Cyclopes? I hate it, actually. I think that's worse than just calling them Cyclops.
I can't tell. I think it's Cyclopes.
I think it is too.
I really just want to say Cyclopses. I really want to say that. Like, that's how my brain wants to say it.
I won't stop you.
Yeah, you do you.
I personally would go with the singular is also the plural method.
Yeah. So they're giant one-eyed guys. That's what they are. I believe they're only ever really talked about as being male. You know, that's how it works in mythology.
Oh, yeah.
There's usually just your thing, and it's one gender. That's it. That's how it works.
What? Yeah, it is that way, and that's annoying, but...
So there's a few different groups of Cyclops. There's the ones in the Theogony, the three brothers, Brontes?
Brontes, Storopes, and Arges.
Thank you, Taylor. I can't pronounce things. And they made the famed lightning bolts, which we talked about a lot in the last book.
Oh shit, we talked about a lightning bolt last book?
No, we didn't, actually. That was false information.
I mean, that's fair. We don't really talk about the book a lot on this show.
We talk about it for like 20 minutes per episode.
It's fine.
And then I already talked about Polyphemus from the Odyssey, and then it also says there were famous Cyclops who build the Cyclopean walls of Mycenae and Tiryns. Okay, I didn't know that one. The Cyclopean walls. Those are a real thing, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Let me
they're
click
an
on this
actual
hyperlink.
thing. Whether or not they were built by Cyclops.
Well, sometimes it's interesting when it's like, it's a real, like, thing in real life, and they're like, oh, you know, this thing was built by, like, Bigfoot. You know? Like...
That is sort of legit what it essentially is.
Yeah, like, that's what I think is funny.
Oh, now I'm gonna think about all the type of things that I see in my daily life that could theoretically been built by Bigfoot. It's my day now.
So...
Man, I'm just reading about Cyclopean masonry now.
Oh my goodness. Because that's a whole Wikipedia page.
Out of all the things that I thought I would be doing on today's episode, this was not
that's what happens here. We go onto these rabbit holes of Wikipedia.
It's great.
This is what you could have done for
I'm learning so much.
For your history section, Taylor.
I could have talked about the rare birth defect Cyclopia.
Oh my god.
That is a thing people can have. You couldn't be an actual Cyclops.
But is it in the middle of your face?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Cyclopia, a rare birth defect, can result in fetuses which have a single eye located in the middle of the forehead.
Is that in addition to 2 eyes?
Nope,
or
just
is
the
it
one.
just the one?
Interesting.
Wow.
I think I don't remember where I heard this, but like...
Oh, I don't like this. This is also saying that the
Did you
nose
see?
would be above it.
Oh, no.
No.
Oh, shoot, don't click on that picture, everyone. Don't do that.
I'm not doing it.
Don't do it. Oh my god, that was so scary.
I'm not looking at it, Taylor. What I was gonna say is, I don't know where I heard this, but somewhere I heard something about, like, people thought that Cyclops existed because they saw, like an elephant skull or something? Was that what it was?
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, it has, like, a hole where the trunk is supposed to be.
Oh yeah, it's down at the bottom with the possible origins.
Does it say that?
Oh, interesting.
Cool.
It's a dwarf.
I was just
It's a dwarf elephant.
Cool. I love when I, like, know something, and then it's, like, actually there.
Actually true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
You should feel incredibly validated right
I wasn't
now.
talking out of my ass. Good to know.
Yeah, especially considering that's such a, like, very random fact to know, so the fact that it's true
It is.
is, like, especially, like, gratifying, is when it wasn't something...
Very
Oh, and then
just-
right under that is the thing that you were talking about.
Yeah,
which
that's what
people should
yeah.
not click.
Please don't.
Don't click on that.
The nose is above the eye!
Yeah, it's interesting.
I mean, you know, they're different ways of existing, and people, yeah. I don't know how to make this better.
Oh, this one, you can also have both eyes in one.
Mm.
I just like how the art looks, though, like, of the Cyclops, where it's just, like, instead of where your eyes are supposed to be, it's, like, closed down, and then just the eye on the forehead. I don't know why I was using my hands to explain that, because no one else can see that except you two.
And I'm too busy looking at actual pictures of essentially Cyclops.
Taylor, stop it!
Oh no, that one was so scary. Why did I click on that?
Taylor, stop it! Literally stop. Do you want me to turn this podcast around?
Somebody's got to.
Is that still the tagline on the website? I can't remember. Don't make me turn this pod around.
Nice.
That was our tagline somewhere at one point.
Oh, look, you keep talking.
So wait, who are the
It is, in
parents of the
fact, still that.
Cyclops? It was Uranus and Gaia who were the parents of the Cyclops. And
The
then
original ones.
The original 3 who made the Thunderbolts, and I want to say it was like, does it say it here? The Uranus didn't really like how they looked, and so he threw them into Tartarus because, they don't look pretty. Therefore, stick them over here in the pit of doom where we don't like things.
Yes.
Obviously. Now I know, what was it? Where was it in, like, last chapter? We're saying how, like, they're smiths, and so they make things, and so, in actual mythology, they were sometimes the assistants of Hephaestus, which makes sense.
I love that.
He does all the iron work and the forges.
Yeah.
And also he's the god of fire, so, like, they should be immune to fire.
Yeah, it would probably be helpful if you're working in a fiery forge. We haven't talked about Hephaestus extensively, but one of his forges is, like, underneath a volcano, so, like, It's fine.
Oh, wow.
you kind of want to be, just good with fire.
At least a little immune to fire. At least a tiny
Just
bit.
a tiny bit.
So, stop me if this is going to throw you off the whole thing that you're doing. But where does Poseidon fit in?
Okay, so I was saying it's, Polyphemus, the Cyclops from the Odyssey, was a son of Poseidon, specifically.
Okay.
We're gonna talk about him in more detail later, but he's an interesting player, and I think he's the only one who's actually a son of Poseidon, as far as we know. So, like,
Yeah, that I know of, at least.
that I've heard about.
Yeah.
Polyphemus.
And then, but what about, wait, is Tyson not a real character in, like, actual...
No, he's not.
He's just a
Oh,
hero.
really? He's made up. God damn it.
As much as I want him to be real.
You thought he was
I wish
real?
I didn't. Listen.
She
I
wanted
don't
him
have
to
a
be
lot of
real.
myth knowledge.
Grace,
I told you.
I love you
Yeah, I
so
know.
much. That's great.
I'm an idiot. Okay, but
No,
I did
you're
want
not.
and hope
We say
that
nice
he was
things
real.
about ourselves here.
You're right. I'm sorry. You're right. But yeah, I didn't know for sure if he was or not, and I did not do any Googling. So
That's fair.
Well, if you ever have questions about what's real and what's not, I can usually answer it, if possibly
true. I'll
off the
come to
top
you,
of my
Charlie.
head.
Isn't that a game
I bet you
in Hunger Games? Real or not real?
Is it?
Yeah, it's
Oh, I think I'm
PETA
remembering
and
something.
Katniss.
Yeah, okay. Thank you for that
It's
tangent.
You're welcome. That's where my brain goes a lot. Okay.
Sorry, I just started looking at things and reading again. These are things that Taylor will probably take out of the pod, where I just look, what's happening here? Also,
Yep.
just there's more on the etymology, why is that all the way on the bottom of the page?
Because that's always how it is.
It's
I feel like
usually
we have this problem
not.
every...
No, the etymology is usually, at the top of the page.
I know, but we always come across these weird-ass ones that are
So yeah, we said it was round eyes, circle eyes, but also wheel of the sun? What?
Okay.
There's a few different
what
things
that
here
means.
where people are trying to say it means wheel thief, cattle thief. Wait, is that why his eyes are calf brown?
Oh,
Maybe.
I figured it out.
You did. I'm proud of you.
cracked the code.
We did it. Yeah.
Yeah, because we did think it was a weird, specific color.
It is a little bit weird.
Calf brown.
Why is that thing that's described? Why not just be brown? Just brown. You can't say
true.
shit because it's a middle grade, but
Right.
At least they aren't green.
Wow, so many green eyes.
Which
Percy,
is
Harry.
Which is the amount of people in the population with green eyes is not very many.
They're all apparently magical.
It's true.
That's what I've learned from YA.
Your childhood is, if somebody has green eyes,
Yeah.
they're magical.
Mm-hmm. I'm not though.
Wow.
Unless I'm a Cyclops.
Now I'm picturing.
I don't know. You got some fringe happening, Charlie. You might be. We just don't know.
You can't see. I
fringe.
have one eye.
I can't see it.
I can't do the emo thing. My bangs aren't long enough.
Okay, I guess we should talk about the other thing.
Wait, there was one thing.
Oh.
Cyclops apparently live in Sicily. I missed that at the beginning, but I think that's interesting.
So if you live in Sicily, have fun.
Maybe your neighbor is a
Or
Cyclops.
Enjoy your walls.
Or maybe you're a Cyclops.
Yeah, if we
Who
have
are
any
we to judge?
Cyclopses, Cyclopes.
Cyclopes. If you're a Cyclops.
Is your name Tyson? In which case, Tyson is real, and I'm happy again.
Tyson is real.
Tyson is real because we say he's real, and nobody can change our mind.
He's real in our hearts.
Yeah.
All right, I guess we have to talk about the tantalizing Tantalus.
So, when I read this
Ooh.
growing up, it was not until I was in college and reread these that I thought to look up who Tantalus was.
Yeah,
Yeah, not great.
rereading it and knowing who he is, I'm just oh, God,
Why
this
was
man
this
is such a
approved?
creep. I don't like
Why
it.
was this approved?
Why is he allowed to be around children at all?
I don't know.
He should not be.
It was a terrible call.
Yeah, so Tantalus is, as it's explained in the chapter, he's most famous for his punishment in Tartarus, where, he can't eat or drink anything. Every time he tries to, he can't. And there's a good reason for that. Oh boy. So, he's a son of Zeus, 50% of Greece at this point,
True. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're Greek, there's a good chance your great a million great grandfathers is Zeus.
And also
as
your
well
father.
as probably your actual father, so...
Yes. No, don't look at,
Good luck figuring that out.
God, the family tree of, Heracles and Perseus, they're in the same family tree, and they're both sons of Zeus. I can't remember. I think Heracles is Perseus' great-grandson or something. Yeah. And then they're also
Wow.
brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Yeah, so the reason that Tantalus is kind of like the shittiest dude, he disobeyed one of the most important laws of Greece, of Greek tradition. He disobeyed hospitality, like the rules of hospitality.
Hospitality is important.
It's really important.
That's a tough one.
And Zeus is the god of that. So like if you piss him off, he gonna put you in Tartarus and you're gonna suffer.
Even if you're his son.
So I think there's a couple different ways this happened. There's the one time where he was on Olympus for some reason. I don't know. It doesn't explain why he was welcome to Olympus, but he was, and he stole ambrosia and nectar, the food of the gods. That's a no-no. That's not good. You don't do that.
It's fine. I'm sure the story has a happy ending.
I don't know if these are like different versions of how he got into the underworld or if they're like part of the same story, but it just kind of has them in sequence here. And the really shitty thing here is that he then had the gods over for dinner at his house. And so what does he do? He's like, oh, I have to serve them up something really, really good. So he murders his son, he cuts him up, and he cooks him for dinner.
Misguided. It's not a good call.
Poor Pelops. Just...
Aw, justice for Pelops.
And, yeah. And the gods... almost all of the gods knew what was going on. They were like, no, we're not going to eat this dinner. Except for Demeter, who was sad because, like, Persephone was in the underworld. So she
didn't even, like, notice, essentially.
She didn't notice. She's just like, oh, I'm just eating. I'm sad. And she ate a little bit of Pelops' shoulder. But, you know, it's fine. It's fine. Because...
everything's fine.
Because the gods brought Pelops back to life. And they gave...
oh, they did?
They gave him an ivory shoulder in place of the one that Demeter ate.
Wow. I really hadn't heard the full story before. So that's really interesting.
Yeah. How they bring him back to life, they put him in a cauldron and then Hephaestus
cook
makes
him back.
Yep, they bring him back to life just by that. And then Hephaestus makes the ivory shoulder. Yeah. It's great. It's wonderful.
I have questions for just...
yeah,
I just have questions for the people who, like... never mind. I get what the moral of the story is, but why? Yes. Why did they go there?
Cannibalism and killing your family, and then we said breaking the hospitality rule. These are things you're not supposed to do in ancient Greece. He did all the taboos. Just all of them.
Knocked them all out.
Like, this is why he got the worst of the worst punishment.
Mostly because of the hospitality part.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't know if they're supposed to be, like, in sequence here. Like, maybe he was offered over to dinner, and then he did a no-no, so then he had to have them over for dinner. It's not really clear on if those stories are related.
He's the great-grandfather of Agamemnon and Menelaus?
Yes! Okay, so I went on a little bit of
and the great-great-grandfather of Hermione!
Yes. Yes, Hermione.
What?
Not Hermione Not Hermione Granger. Hermione, daughter of Helen.
Yeah, that makes sense.
See, if you didn't know, Hermione is a name from the Trojan War. Yeah, it's Greek.
Mm-hmm.
Fun stuff. But yeah, no, I went down on a rabbit hole, like, right before we started recording, because I saw something about a different Tantalus, who is this Tantalus's grandson or something, and it said he was related to Heracles. Everybody's related.
Naturally.
And that's what makes it tough.
They're all related.
Yeah, because no matter what, you're killing your friend, or your brother, or your sister, or your great uncle.
Or you're marrying your mother and killing your father.
Or your grandfather brother, you know? It's like, take your pick.
Don't
that
talk about
Oedipus
here.
He's a motherfucker.
Shut up. Goddamn.
True.
It's my favorite joke.
That's a good one.
Remember that goddamn time that Hercules talked about Oedipus in a Disney movie?
You know what's even funnier about that? Yeah. He and Meg went to see the play about it, and guess what? Meg's father is Creon, So Oedipus is her cousin. Her first cousin is Oedipus.
Wow.
So that's all of her fucked up family, and that's not fun. Why would that be your first date?
It's so funny, like, the stuff that goes over your head when you're watching things as a kid, and then you rewatch them as an adult, and you're like, wait, what?
Oedipus.
Oh.
It's like, just like Tantalus. Like, I'm just like, oh, it's this creepy guy. Whatever. But then you get older and you read about who Tantalus is, and you're like, God damn! Why was he allowed near children?
Can I... There's one more thing about him that I forgot about, but it makes no sense. So apparently Tantalus, he stole a dog. The worst thing you can possibly do. But...
Correct.
This is a dog made of gold, made by Hephaestus, son of Zeus, to watch over infant Zeus. Now, remember, Tantalus is a son of Zeus. Hephaestus is a son of Zeus. He made this dog to watch over baby Zeus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm feeling lost, but I believe you.
This is an actual legit story. And Tantalus stole a dog. That's the moral of the story.
Like, the first of many questions that I have is just like, how? And also
just why?
And then
where?
Also what? And maybe
he stole a dog, and so he's the worst person ever, and we hate him.
Yeah.
That's all that matters in that story.
Him. That's true. That's the takeaway. Don't get caught up in the details, you just gotta barrel through.
I just think it's funny that's there. I remember hearing about that in the overly sarcastic production video about him, and I was like, wait, what? And it's here. It's on the Wikipedia.
That's so funny. Like, wow.
I have so many questions.
He really did all the worst things, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is the worst of them?
The dog, obviously.
Stealing a dog.
I mean, the son. I mean, no.
Oh, yeah, the son.
Killing his son. No. Stealing the food. No.
Do we know how?
Stealing the dog.
How old was his son? I'm just curious.
I want to say he's probably like a young lad. Maybe not like a child, but like maybe...
But not like a baby.
No. I'm gonna say he was probably like maybe a teen, maybe early 20s. It's...
Okay.
Handsome youth is what it describes him as here. Mm-hmm. So
wow.
I'm gonna say,
yeah,
Yeah.
All right.
That
just
vague,
really like
TV teenage age where they're all 20 and they're playing 16-year-olds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know the one.
I will talk about Pelops in a later episode because I have things to say also.
Oh.
I always have things to say. I planned out, all the chapters for this book already.
Yes, they did.
Oh, yeah?
I did.
Yes.
Hey, good for you.
Every chapter.
Taylor did not plan out any of hers, but I planned out all of mine.
I decide when I read it. Like, today I was like,
I gotcha.
I don't got one. Our brains work differently.
I thought, I knew it before I even read the book. I was like, I know this happens here and this happens here. It's not going to happen for later series. It's going to only happen for this series. Nothing else.
Yes.
Gotta do it while you can.
Speaking of this series, let's talk about the chapter. It's only been 40 minutes.
It's fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. About, 10 of that is just me crying because I didn't know how to brain.
You don't have a brain. That's true. And I don't have a heart. What's the other thing?
Grace, are you missing courage?
Ooh, wow. Too real, guys. Too real. Yikes. Anyway.
So yeah, the chapter.
I get a new cabin mate. This is the least fun of the titles.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be a plot twist. I get it that it's supposed to be a plot twist. But also, I feel if you're not a 12-year-old reading this, you could possibly see it coming. That it's Poseidon. That his dad's Poseidon. Did you get that, Grace? No?
I am, in fact, a 12-year-old right now reading them. No. Well, I mean, I knew there was going to be some twist, and I knew Tyson had to get more involved somehow, and, this wasn't not an option.
I don't remember what I thought as a kid, to be honest.
I blew through these books so fast, so, I have no idea.
Yeah. It is interesting because, like, I missed the whole Percy Jackson thing when I was a kid, so I'm just reading all of them now. And I'm only a couple chapters past this chapter right now, so it's all happening, like, presently to me. And yeah, I mean, I know that this book probably generally follows, like, the Odyssey plot. Is that
generally
right?
ish?
Yeah.
I mean, there are some things that
got a lot
aren't from
of
the
the same plot
Odyssey,
points.
some things that are
It
from the
does?
Odyssey,
Okay.
you know?
Right. Okay. Cool. Yeah, so I'm excited. I just kind of, like, I don't really think too much about, like, what I think is going to happen next. I just let it happen, you know? Because this is a quick read. You can kind of go, you know, pretty fast. So.
Yeah. And then the first book kind of maps out to, like, Perseus's adventures, sort of.
Yes. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
They all kind of map to, like, one basic myth, and it's fun.
Yeah. Okay. That's good to know, just for the future.
So Camp Half-Blood is his bedroom now.
I love that he's like, this is my favorite place in the world. And, like, I feel like we didn't get to spend enough time with Percy feeling like Camp Half-Blood was his favorite place.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah,
mostly emo
'cause it's
about
kinda
it
sad now.
last book.
Yeah. True.
He was like, oh, I love this place. Oh, I'm in a cabin by myself and everybody hates me. And then summer was over because he went on a quest. And we didn't get to spend any
right.
time at
Yeah,
camp.
he had a good week there. Then
Yes.
things went to shit.
And then he went
And
on a
then
quest.
he went on a
Pretty
quest.
quickly.
And then we didn't get to see anything after that.
Yeah, so, like,
I know.
you know?
It was nice while it lasted for that 1 week.
Yeah, that 1 week of camp you had. I hope you enjoyed it, kiddo.
Yeah, where Luke was his best friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember Luke, his
That
best
guy.
friend?
Yeah. And now everything feels weird and, like, slightly foreign, and he's not, as he puts it, a happy camper. Classic.
I know, I would have used that.
I thought
as
that
my
was a good
quip.
joke. I liked that a lot. I liked it a lot.
It's so good.
It's a very Percy line, I'll give it to him.
It is.
I love how Tyson
For a
is
second, I
just
got-
looking at all the things like, what's that? What's that? What's that?
I know.
It's a mood.
You don't take a 2-year-old... I mean, didn't they essentially say he's a baby?
Yeah,
So,
he's a baby.
you like taking my 2-year-old sister anywhere.
I love him.
Hmm.
I love him so much.
Yeah. Protect Tyson, honestly.
You live with friends in the cabin?
Nope.
No.
Nope, I'm
Thanks for
alone.
bringing it up, buddy.
Also, okay, so I think this chapter is the most, like, of the, Percy
Exposition.
was a very, strange little boy
Oh
kind
my
of stuff.
gosh. Yes.
This has the
Yeah.
most out of all the chapters so far. But, like, we're at camp
Even
now,
then, it's
so you
like-
need a bit more context, if anything.
Right.
And even then, it's like a paragraph here,
Yeah.
a paragraph later.
Right.
It's still in context. It isn't giving his whole backstory in one shot.
Yeah, I definitely think it's done well, but it's definitely there and it's happening
Yeah.
and you feel
This
it.
is
and
the
you're
first-
Like, this
I feel
is,
like
This
the
is the
most in
first
this chapter.
one where it's like you're like,
Mhm.
get
Yeah.
it, Rick.
and you're like, I'll allow it because you have to do this.
Yeah,
but
I like.
I'll allow it
I've
'cause
been,
I see right through
I've
you.
been saying how we've been reading each chapter, like, oh, he does it so well. It's so much better than She Who Must Not Be Named. You know?
yeah, it's true.
even-
It is done by comparison much better here.
I could say even from other like older YA I've read, it does a little better. I'm thinking the Divergent series, like the exposition at the beginning of Insurgent and Allegiant, or
I never actually read those books. I only saw the movies.
I also actually never read them, but that was because I heard things and I was like, that it feels like maybe
the
I
first two
should
books are
skip
really
that.
really good.
yeah,
It's just
and
the
then
last
I hear
book.
they get kind of ruined. Yeah.
My plug
Unfortunate.
is not Allegiant. My plug is not Allegiant.
The anti-plug is Allegiant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I look up spoilers. That I actively do that because I want to know how things end,
yeah.
and if it has a good ending, then I'm more inclined to, like, actually go through the whole journey. And
Right.
you know, like the movies are coming out. I liked the first one, And I was like, oh, I wonder how this story goes. And I'm like, oh, okay, I don't like this. I hope they don't do that in the movies.
Did they do it in the movies?
They
I didn't
stopped.
even see the movies.
I only saw the first one.
They were
really?
gonna do like a 4, like the third one was gonna be like 2 parts, and then they just didn't make the 4th one.
Classic. Wow. They're like,
And
nope.
also, from what I hear, it also went, like, diverged, very far from, like, things of how it actually was in the books.
Mhm.
Even the first book was...
Interesting.
Okay, yeah. So anyhow, my point being, like, I think it's just a trap a lot of YA, like, series authors fall into.
But it's like, I guess it just must be a rule, though, that they have to do this. Because, I mean, I think it's silly, because who would... Well,
Mott's.
Okay, I'm immediately thinking about Mott's. I'm immediately thinking about Mott's.
He would literally pick up a book in the middle.
Besides Mott's. Oh. Okay, well then this is for Mott's, okay?
First reads Order of the Phoenix.
Right here.
Like, goddamn.
Yes. Can you imagine starting with the 5th book? I cannot.
No.
Anyway.
But like, I can sort of get it with the second book.
Yeah,
like
I get that too.
Because if you start with the second book of a series, it's a little different than starting with, say, book 3, 4, or the last one.
Mm-hmm.
So, or start with 5 of 7. I hope you feel this in Norway, Mats. I hope it traveled the ocean. Speaking of oceans, we get the mention of World War II. We're not going to talk about that because we've already.
I'm still salty that Hitler is a son of Hades. I'm salty.
Yeah.
You know who else is salty?
Percy,
because he's the sea god.
Percy is salty.
Yeah, but he's salty in like multiple ways.
Yeah,
all the ways.
He's very salty in this chapter.
Chiron is listening to 60s lounge music, which I guess translates to Sinatra, because they mentioned Sinatra then.
I
Okay.
guess, that's true.
Yeah, he mentions Sinatra in a little bit, so...
Okay.
Like, at first... Okay, as a 12-year-old, I don't think I really grasped who Sinatra was. Like, I feel like I knew what it was in the context of we definitely sung his music in choir, but I just did not, like, grasp 60s lounge music.
Yeah. It is funny, though.
What of specific?
I feel like Chiron has good taste.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. You know he's fabulous in all his
he's
ways.
like the hot professor dude, except he's got a horse's ass. Like...
Yeah, but, like, you know, a white stallion. Like, damn. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Like...
Sorry.
He's a pony.
He has to say pony.
Oh, yeah, pony.
My little Tyson. Chiron, my little Chiron.
I feel like Chiron's just not fazed by it because he's been around, like, baby Cyclopes before. Or just, like, baby mythical creatures before.
He's been around babies.
Oh, that is a horse.
He's just been around babies.
Yeah.
Something I learned the other day is that Achilles is his great-grandson. I did not realize that.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
How?
Yeah. I don't know.
How does that work? Is this how the myth about Catherine the Great happened? Did she have sex with a centaur and die?
Oh my god. She fucked Chiron.
You know the myth I'm talking about?
I do. I was actually listening to...
You heard it here. She fucked Chiron.
Yeah, I was. I was listening to that earlier today. Yep.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I did feel really sad for Annabeth in this part of the chapter, though. She was so sad.
Yeah, she's really more. He's really more of her father than her actual father is.
I know, and he's just like piecing out and being slightly awkward about it.
He was fired.
I know. I don't know. He's also. I get the vibe that he's not that upset about it. He's just like, what?
I think I could see him being happy because he can go actually look for answers. Yeah. And doesn't have to, like...
I feel like he's faking it. I think he's doing it for the sake of the children, personally.
Oh, okay.
I think he's just like, no, I'm good. I'm fine. Because he's got a lot of years of practice, you know? He's hung around Dionysus, the god of theater, so, like, he got some acting lessons.
Oh, true.
That's true.
Yeah, I think he's just
I mean, I definitely
pretending.
feel like he's stressed right now.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
definitely stressed.
But, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as teachers, we tend to put a good face on. Unless you're me and I'm just like, hey kids, let's go! That's how I run class. I tend to drop bad news. And, well, I do this in my friendships, too. I drop bad news and then I'm like, let's forget about that and keep going. And that Chiron he just has those teacher vibes, man.
Yeah, it's
They're
true.
strong with him.
He's been a teacher for a long time, so...
And I've only been a teacher for 2 years and I've already got the teacher vibes, so... Imagine me in a couple of thousand years.
Yeah. I definitely feel like, though, Chiron in this scene knows exactly what he's doing. And I think, Charlie, to your point, that, like, some of this is performative. Like, Chiron is doing a really good job, I feel like, of a reverse psychology manipulation of Percy right now. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, he's like, oh, everything is all good. I'm all good. We don't need to worry about anything.
And he's like, stay here. Don't you worry about it. Yeah, like...
He secretly
The
wants
translation
him to leave.
the translation is, somebody's got to save this camp. It's going to be you, but I'm not allowed to say that. Reverse psychology.
That's such
And
a
then brings
Dumbledore
up the
move.
prophecy. And brings up the prophecy because he knows, like...
Yeah, he's like teasing that a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's very smart
They keep
in this
teasing
scene.
that prophecy.
And it's all because
Percy's-
Thalia's dying.
I know.
Again.
Yeah, part 2.
So is she just gonna relive, like, the last five seconds of her life? You know, like, she was, like, just about to die, and then she was turned into a tree, and she was probably, like, sort of frozen in time, person-wise.
Yeah.
And then if she died, would she turn back into a person and die as a person? Or would she just die as a tree? And if she dies as a tree, does she go to Hades? Because does it
Well,
count?
that's a question. Is
she's
she in
actively-
Hades right now? Because they say her spirit is the tree.
Yeah, right.
Is she dead or not?
I'm so confused.
So she's like actively dying right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
How does this work?
I don't know how any of it works.
I mean, I assume it's maybe the same as, like, all the other people in mythology who turned into plants.
There are so many.
There were a lot, and usually they were trying to escape somebody.
Or you could be
Always.
Minth, who was trying to seduce Hades, and Persephone was like, nah, bruh, and turned her into a mint plant.
My favorite thing.
Ah, indeed.
I love it so much.
Man.
This is why I love Hades and Persephone.
cool.
It came up in Lore Olympus, and it was my favorite thing.
Like, she did that for him, and then he magically glued Pirithous' butt to a rock because he tried to steal Persephone.
Wow. Goals.
True couple.
Couple goals. We get rid of all the people who try to break us apart.
If my relationship isn't like that, I don't want it. You know what I mean?
Someone tries to kidnap you, I'm gonna glue their butt to a rock.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, what a better punishment.
Yeah,
Okay.
so they're all worried about
So-
whether Chiron's gonna live or not, though. I think that's a problem.
Oh, yeah. That whole element. True.
But, like, it's...
Yeah, because Annabeth kind of asks about it, and then he's just like,
He'll be
It'll be fine.
alive as long as he's needed. Basically, he has plot armor.
Right.
So, like, if he's needed, he'll live. It's basic plot armor.
That's fair.
Yeah.
As much as I want to be like, oh no, he could die, but, like, could he, though?
Kim.
Right.
And then she swears upon the river Styx, which is, like,
She said
the most
fuck.
severe... Yeah, I mean, essentially, Annabeth said fuck, and her mother rumbled thunder outside to yell at her for yelling fuck.
Yep.
Let Annabeth say fuck.
And so Chiron's gonna go to the Everglades. Maybe he can solve the mystery of Brian Laundrie.
Oh, wow. True.
I just dated the episode, it's fine.
Alright. So,
Do you not know about this, Charlie?
I don't know a lot of things.
Okay, just continue. That would take too long to explain.
Alright, cool.
Yeah, that's a whole thing.
So everybody
That's
is...
a whole couple months of stuff.
Everybody is sad.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, there's somebody who's gonna be replacing Chiron. Who is this guy? What's happening? Tantalus. Who's that? Pony, don't go.
Hey, and at least Chiron is gonna go tell Sally that Percy's not dead.
Yes, that's important.
I know, that's good.
Sally needs to be told that.
Yeah, I'm glad that was one of his priorities. Like, he's
Well,
like,
Percy
maybe...
can't have a phone. He can't just call her. So somebody has to tell her by that or by snail mail, you know?
Well, they have a phone at the big house they're allowed to use.
They need to use
true.
Hermes, like, postal service or something to talk to people. Be like, hey, I'm alive.
Yep. Good old snail
Send an
mail.
Iris message, maybe. Hey, Mom, I'm alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
While she's at, like, the candy store. Just
send her a little rainbow, and it's fine.
Subtle.
it'll be fine.
And then, of course, Percy does not tell Chiron about his dream.
Oh, why would he?
About Grover. But why, right? Like, why is that important
It feels
information
like a Harry
at all?
Potter move right there.
It really does. It's like, oh, he's too far away now. Sorry, I can't do it.
Chiron, can you hear me? Percy, I'm standing right next to you. What do you want? Oh,
Nothing to see here.
So here we get the rundown of all the cabins, and I just...
Oh, yes.
I love all the things, and I wanna bring something up as we talk about some of these new people in the cabins, or
Harry, who the fuck put the You Moo girl on fucking Clarice? I'm pissed.
I don't know.
It's probably somebody in her cabin too.
I
yeah,
know,
probably.
assholes.
Oh, definitely somebody in
The
her
worst.
cabin.
Either that or the Stoll brothers. Like, there are literally two choices.
Well, nobody in
Yeah.
her cabin is telling her about it, so I think it's probably one of them.
I agree. Yeah, because if they were your friends, they would tell you.
But they're your siblings,
anybody in the
so they
Aries-
definitely didn't
Is
tell her.
anybody in the Aries cabin actually friends?
They're all siblings,
Right.
so no. But yes.
So,
I'm friends with my 2-year-old sister.
Your 2-year-old sister.
Yeah.
I think these are all supposed to be about the same age.
My 2-year-old sister and I are best friends.
None of these people are 2.
I don't have sisters my age. They're all very far apart from me. Let me go. We get to see Hephaestus's cabin.
We get to see my boy. I love him. He's not my namesake,
Charles?
but like, you know, close enough. Charles Beckendorf.
Beckendorf. He's not
He's
important
very
right
cool.
now.
But he's great.
But like,
Don't we love Chuck?
I feel like bad. Good, bad.
Nobody calls him by his first name. I love that.
Just like the depiction of Beckendorf, he just seems like strong mentally and physically, and it's just like, you go, man.
just a very solid
Like
dude.
literally solid dude. Big solid
Yeah.
dude. Okay.
Give him a chunk of metal and he could create a razor-sharp sword or a robotic warrior or a saving bird bath. What is this man? I love him.
He's amazing.
Yeah, it's very
literally the
talented.
best. We
Yeah.
stand. And then we get to the Hermes cabin, which is now led by 2 new people. Not Luke, because he's gonzo. We don't speak about him.
Oh, he's not still the leader?
No. Nope. Instead, it's Travis and Connor Stoll. What did they steal? Well, they don't get the joke. So,
Yeah, they don't get it.
okay, so this is what I want to talk about. So, like, a few different, like, this happens a few times in the series where, like, people have names that are kind of related to their godly parent. Connor and Travis Stoll. And then, I mean, I don't know about you, but Charles Beckendorf. Hephaestus is the god of fire. Char.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yep.
it's a reach.
Yep.
It's not a reach.
I don't know. I buy it.
It's something that Rick would do. And I don't know. Clarice's last name is LaRue. And
Oh, that one
Yeah.
I think
agree
of, like,
with
Rue
red.
the Day, you know?
Oh, I was thinking the color red, which I associate
too.
with...
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
Any other
and-
name dropping
Oh, and
happening?
Peter Johnson. That's obviously a Poseidon kid.
Oh, shut
Yeah.
up. I don't think we have any other first and last
Not this
names. It's usually last names, I've noticed.
Unless it's Peter Johnson.
Yeah.
That P for Poseidon.
Annabeth for Athena.
Yeah, look at that. Grover for grapes. I don't know, that was the first G word. Oh, okay. Actually, the first G word that came to my head was gravy, which was even worse than grapes, so...
Well, you could say Underwood as in, like, he's like
he's wood.
He's woodland.
He's associated with wood nymphs and stuff.
Yeah, because like
Here we go.
satyrs usually pair off with like a nymph, and then they have more satyrs and more nymphs. So that's how that works.
Okay, cool.
Mr. D for Mr. Diet Coke.
Oh, shut the fuck up. We see Mr. D again.
Leopard pattern Hawaiian shirt.
He's got such a vibe.
Yeah.
Walking shorts, tennis shoes with black socks.
At least he's not wearing Crocs.
If it was set like today, he'd be in Crocs.
He'd definitely be in Crocs.
That's probably true.
Like at this time, I think Crocs were more of a kid's shoe, but now it's like an everyone shoe.
I definitely remember my mom wearing them the same time I wore them.
Only I had Crocs. Yeah. Fucking all the kids wear them.
I don't understand.
Yeah, I feel like they've come back as a cool thing now. Well, because they have all these little like
the little
yeah.
They're like little
what is the word
They
I'm
had
trying to
those
think of?
before, though.
Accessories.
Yeah, but they weren't popular.
I'm so confused. Why is...
Yeah.
I guess...
They're back.
I was cool
Especially
before.
white
they're
ones.
back, okay?
Especially
Why
white
white?
Crocs.
No! It's after Labor Day. You can't wear
I
white.
don't know, man. You're right. It's against the fashion laws.
As Crocs should be.
Yeah.
Okay, Dionysus is getting a grape peeled for him and handed to him
fuck?
one at a time.
The fuck? I mean...
I don't actually know how that works. I've never attempted to peel a grape.
I like my grapes to be crunchy, and I feel like without the skin, it loses
It's part of
its...
the, yeah.
I like my
It's part
grapes
of the
crunchy.
experience.
If they are squishy, I will not eat them, Charles.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we're not doing
I
it.
just love
I'm
that.
very...
That's a bad grape.
I have very specific qualifications for my grapes.
As you should. It's
Um,
called standards,
yeah.
okay?
Yeah, really. Tantalus's threadbare orange prisoner jumpsuit has the number 0001.
So-
Or does it say I? It
No.
does say I.
Well, yeah. Probably Roman numerals.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I couldn't tell at first if it was the 1 or the I.
Is 0 just a
I mean, they
0
mean the
in
same
Roman
thing.
numerals?
0 was invented by the Arabic.
Therefore, this is bad. They did a bad here. It should just be the I.
Yeah.
So he has blue shadows under his eyes and dirty fingertails.
Fingertails.
Wow. Fingernails. And his hair looks like it was done by a weed whacker. I'm grossed out beyond belief. These fucking... The description of the nails makes me unhappy.
I'm happy that he's prisoner
Yeah,
1.
it's not great.
Does that mean like Sisyphus is prisoner 2?
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably.
He was the
That's
first
probably
person
true.
to do anything bad enough to get sent to Tartarus.
Ever. Ever.
Well, he tried to knock out all the bad things, and then I guess other people did other bad stuff, but
no,
he's the
nobody's
OG.
knocked all 3 out in one.
It's true. Really set the
he's
bar high.
He's the Cain of Greek mythology. There we go. I did it.
There you go.
Good job. Good job. Tantalus talks, and I want him to shut up immediately.
Yeah, we
He
just
calls
immediately
him
don't like
Perseus
him.
Jackson. Most of the people we don't like call him Perseus.
Only Dionysus
It's
gets to call him Perseus. Only Dionysus. Because if he says Perseus, we know he's
That's true.
being legit for once.
Here's another name thing. Perseus. Perseus.
Wow.
Perseus.
Absolutely not.
Wasn't actual Perseus the son of Zeus?
Yes.
Okay. I genuinely needed to check because
Yes. Most of the time, the answer is going to be yes. It's going to be Zeus.
That's
Unless you're like
that's
fucking
fair.
Aeneas and you're a child of Aphrodite.
Some people are like that, okay?
Some people are just really special.
Yeah, I mean, for Aphrodite to fuck you? Man, his dad must have been, like, real special.
I think she was like tricked or something. She was made to fall
Rip.
for him
Oh, rip.
because
Dang.
women are not allowed to have agency and do what they want. I've been
damn
listening to
women.
a very
Hate them.
like pro women mythology podcast, and she's just like ripping all the myths lately. Just like wow.
So now let's blame Percy for all the trouble from last summer, because that was totally all his fault, because he totally knew all about
he stole the lightning bolt, right?
Yeah, damn. You know, there is that bit of, like, immediate karma with the root beer bark special stock 1967 running away from him, essentially. It's like, okay, you want to be an asshole? Well, you know what? Your curse still happens, so fuck you.
I know.
Wait, why do they have... Wait, what is it that's there? Oh, it's just root beer, sorry. I was like, is it alcohol? No, okay.
It's root
I got
beer
confused
in
for a
his
second.
brisket.
But, like, it seems like Dionysus is enjoying this.
Yeah, is that
like,
maybe why he chose him? He was like, you know what would be
somebody
amusing?
who's more tortured than him. Because Chiron's having a blast when he's there. So he wants someone who's more miserable. Why does he call him
old chap? Was Dionysus at this dinner?
He definitely was.
Yeah.
He just did not eat Pelops. Demeter did.
Poor Demeter.
Yeah, that's not great.
That's your mom, Grace.
Demeter, you could literally put anything in front of her right now. Or at that moment, she would have ate it.
She was just depressed.
You would be too if your daughter was kidnapped.
I mean, you know what? She went to Hades. He's a nice dude. He's treating her well down there.
So, Tantalus is sad because he has a dry throat. Oh, sad.
Yeah, for 3,000 years.
How can he speak? How can this man even talk?
Exactly.
I don't think that's...
I don't know.
They also just, like, brought back a dead dude. Let's talk about the logistics of they brought back a dead man just so he could be here.
So is this just, like, sabotage?
I don't...
It was Dionysus's choice, right, to bring Tantalus in.
Maybe he sent Chiron off purposely so he could find a cure. Maybe.
I mean, yeah, I would... I mean, there is a good chance that they... Because even though they annoy each other, they do take each other seriously, both Dionysus and Chiron.
Yeah.
And, like, for the good of the order, they'll work together. Because Dionysus isn't a total asshole. He's just
cranky.
Dionysus wants to be more of an asshole than he is.
Right.
But if Tantalus keeps calling Tyson a monster, I'm gonna kill him myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you should. We should all murder Tantalus.
You just don't treat people like this. It's not okay.
Yeah. All people are people, because apparently people can be Cyclopes. Cyclopes.
Exactly. That's what we learned today.
You said Cyclopses.
And then I changed it to Cyclopes. So Percy's like, it's okay, buddy. I'm right here. I'll be fine. And Tyson's like, I believe you because you're my friend.
Also, so Percy actually knows, like, quite a bit about the mythology, because he figures out who Tantalus is. I've been thinking about that sometimes. Like, wasn't he failing his classes?
And he says it to his face. I know, yeah, but he's smart, though.
Yeah, I don't know.
He picked up a couple things from Chiron when he was his teacher.
I'm just saying.
Or maybe Annabeth taught him.
Maybe, that's true. He's had a year, so.
Because remember she was, like, helping him with that kind of stuff last year.
Maybe he knows some more things. You just can't pronounce shit.
Olympian olive and pepperoni pizza. Gross.
Yeah, I'm good.
I think that sounds good.
I don't like olives.
No? You guys don't like olives?
No.
Oh.
Do you like pepperoni?
I like
pepperoni.
I'm asking... Okay. I just have to ask Charlie, because Charlie doesn't like a lot of things.
I love pepperoni pizza.
Oh, true.
Okay.
That's my preference.
Okay.
Nice. Well, that's good to know. Lock that away.
I'm very much basic, so if you think about a basic thing, I probably like it.
You say that, but then I'm gonna, like, think of something and be like, no.
There you go. That's the trick.
Yeah. So he offers up some of his stuff to Poseidon, and he's like, goddamn.
Help me out here.
Help, you motherfucker. Literal motherfucker.
Literally fucked Sally and did not deserve her.
Yes, well, another fine meal, or so I am told. I like how he, like, tries to grab the dinner plate,
so
like, surprising it was gonna work.
Sneaky sneak.
Okay, where is, like,
because you can surprise the magic.
Where is the Roadrunner-style cartoon about Tantalus trying to eat food?
Oh my god. Fucking yes. Except it also stars the Roadrunner. The
Roadrunner is the food, and he is Wile E. Coyote.
It's fine.
That's what it is.
Fine. I'm here. I'd like to say what a pleasant form of punishment it is to be here.
It's because he
I
wants
hope to torture.
He wants it to be
or
more
interact with each. Go ahead.
He wants but he's trying to convince the universe that he's being tormented enough so he can eat. That's why he's it's pleasant punishment.
So he's chariot races. That
you all look good
great.
enough to eat. God damn it!
Yeah, right there.
This
right
man
there.
is like a psycho. I don't like him. He eats people.
Yeah, I think he's far above Krusty's level of evil. I'm sure. That's all I can say.
That's true. We've leveled up.
We have.
Although Krusty was a serial murderer.
Yeah.
But I think Tantalus has potential.
I think there's a difference. If you just kill random people versus killing somebody you're connected to, there's a different mentality to that, I would think.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Let's do those chariot races where they had 3 deaths and 26 mutilations.
Oh my god, it's the Triwizard Tournament. There's your Harry Potter connection.
Wow.
We're reinstituting this thing that killed a bunch of people.
There you go.
Is Tantalus
the only reason people are
going to
do this because they don't want to do chores.
Yeah.
I know.
I'd rather risk chores than dying.
Okay, who is Tantalus? Is he Bartycrouch Sr. or is he Ludo Bagman?
He's Ludo Bagman.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
is Barty Crouch Sr.
I think that's
Fair.
probably true.
I just think Bartycrouch Sr. is also kind of a dick, so...
Yeah, but Tantalus is more likely to bet everything on the ponies than Dionysus is, because Dionysus isn't that stupid.
Fair.
Yeah, I do feel like Dionysus is more the brains of whatever operation is
The fact
happening.
that he's the brains.
Dionysus is here for a good time, but also a long time.
Yeah. He's got to play the long game.
So
He brought Tantalus in for some enjoyment, seriously.
Just some entertainment, just keep things interesting.
I really respect Clarice at the end of this.
Yeah.
When
I know.
She's just like, guys, what the fuck?
Let's not do this. Also,
Like I said-
no, I didn't defeat the bulls myself. She's not going to take the credit. She's like, wait, what about the tree? We have to focus on that. She cares. She's not just the basic bully.
Right, like I said, I'm only a few chapters ahead of this chapter at this point, and I just feel like Clarice is going to have a really excellent character arc, I feel it coming, and if it doesn't happen, I'm going to be disappointed, but yeah, I think that she's going to be
Grace finishes the
definitely
book
developed
and is crying because Clarice had no character arc.
Ugh, that's going to really make me sad. Charlie's just sitting there.
I'm just I'm having
is it gonna
thoughts.
happen?
Grace, did you watch the movie? The first movie?
I
Okay.
didn't. Nope. I wanted to finish at least the first couple books before I see the movie, or perhaps
I'm just thinking
never
about
see the movie,
how
based on what Taylor's
how Clarice is in the
say.
movie.
Oh, really?
She's
okay.
only in the
Clarice
second one.
doesn't
context
exist
for
in the
that.
first movie.
She's
Oh,
only
she
in the
doesn't?
second
Really?
one because she's
I
plot
didn't know there were
relevant
2
here.
movies. Wait,
Yeah.
you're talking about the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's actually 2 movies.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah,
I thought there was
the
only
second one is batshit
Unfortunately,
crazy.
there's a second one.
I wouldn't recommend if you're gonna read all the books first, and the
Okay.
second movie has some things that could possibly be spoilery.
Oh, dear God. But thanks, Clarice, for trying to bring some sort of fucking...
Yeah, I
Sanity.
love her right now. She's good. She cares about the rest of the camp, her troops.
Yeah.
I mean, just like Annabeth, that's her home.
Mm-hmm.
She is a
Right.
year-rounder.
Yeah.
She doesn't leave.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is a red alert situation for some of these people, and then apparently not for others, but...
I'm only here for the summer, I don't care. But Percy,
Yeah.
he's only a summer person,
Yeah.
and he still cares.
He's freaking out.
Yeah, but Percy's got a little more tied up into it. The prophecy and all.
The prophecy!
Yeah, that one.
The prophecy. To be honest, I don't remember what the whole prophecy, so don't worry that you don't know the prophecy. I don't remember.
Which prophecy? The big
the
one?
big...
Okay.
The The one that Chiron always alludes
Okay,
to.
I remember that one by heart.
Mm-hmm.
The one for this book, I remember a little bit less.
Okay, so Cyclopes have a reputation for being bloodthirsty monsters with a very small brain capacity.
Fuck this.
He wants to send Tyson out into the woods and let them hunt him!
Fuck this!
Yeah,
Tantalus
terrible.
is cancelled. I'm personally canceling
canceled.
this man. Throw him back into
I
Tartarus.
think the gods already did that.
The gods definitely did that. Throw him back into Tartarus.
I know. And then he talks about putting him in the stables. It's no good all the way
Tyson
around.
would probably scare the ponies.
Yeah. But not
That's what he
like
says.
because he just wants to hug them.
That's why. Like,
Yeah.
they would be like, person coming towards us. Ah!
Yeah.
It's fine.
Then he suggests the Hermes cabin. And
And they're like,
There's just a million people there.
yeah,
and he's
that's
and
not
he's
gonna
like
work.
a big dude, so
Mhm.
he would not have a small place on the floor.
But luckily nobody from the Hermes cabin was like no or anything. They weren't
they
mean
just
about
looked
it.
away.
They were just really quiet. Which is like awkward, but they didn't say anything.
Okay, what do y'all think would happen? Like, pretend Luke is still here, and we, like, what do you think Luke's reaction would be to Tyson? Like, right here. If they're like, oh, bring him into your cabin.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
I don't
would he
know.
still be like the older brother type? Or would he be like, eh?
It depends if he was trying to use Tyson in any sort of nefarious plot.
Exactly. I'm like, I have questions. But nobody wants to take him in. And it makes me sad. This poor boy!
Yeah, it is sad.
I want to adopt him. Sally basically wants
that's
to adopt
okay.
him.
And that's why Poseidon doesn't adopt him, but it sort of reads that way.
Why didn't Sally just
He's like,
officially
"Fine."
adopt?
Because the adoption system sucks.
That's fair.
As somebody who's had parents go through it multiple times, the adoption system is a fucked up mess.
Also,
At least in
Tyson doesn't
Pennsylvania,
exist.
I'm sure that's true. But then how did he?
He's not a citizen.
I have so many. I need to go back to these this fucking school, and I have so many questions.
He doesn't have any papers or a birth certificate. He doesn't exist.
How did this school
They found him on the street and were like, here, we're gonna take him.
Hey, what's your name? Tyson? Okay, we'll believe you.
You can speak?
Your
okay,
parents?
you're coming with us. You can read?
So
Okay,
they
we'll teach you how to
kidnapped
read.
the child. So thankfully we get Poseidon being like, hey, yeah, I fucked his mom too.
I wonder if this lady also looked like Sally, just like all the Nereids. Is that what it is? The sea nymphs? They
Nereids,
all look like Sally.
It's fine.
Really?
Yeah.
That's our canon.
That
Well, we know at least
okay.
the one does.
Yeah, Percy says that like one of them looks a lot like his mom. And
In
so
the first
my
book.
theory is that they all look kind of
yeah.
like Sally. Poseidon is a type.
I
And
gotcha.
they're all part of his harem, so
Right.
Actually, though.
yeah.
Oh dear. So we end on a happy note for Tyson, a confused note for Percy, and
Everybody else is
a
laughing.
hilarious note for the rest of the camp.
I'm glad Annabeth isn't laughing, but
I know.
I bet-
Everyone's so mean.
Annabeth's probably
I bet
being racist in the
Beckendorf isn't
corner.
laughing. I don't think Beckendorf knows how to laugh. He doesn't give me laughing vibes.
I
He's
feel
too
like
strong
if
for
he
laughter.
did, he would be like a very deep laugh. If it's only
Yeah,
like
it would have to.
it has to be like something really really funny, and then he does like a really like
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Beckendorf is Santa.
Yes,
Mm.
he builds
Okay.
things.
Oh shit.
It's true.
Beckendorf is Santa confirmed. And that's how we end the chapter. Oh, okay. Well, Grace, thank you for coming on and dealing with the chaos that this was.
Wow.
Especially
No, I loved it.
with my brain half melted.
We're very chaotic.
Thank y'all for having me. It was super fun.
Yeah, we're fun here, sure. Do you?
Hey, we say nice things about ourselves on this podcast, Taylor.
Oh, no.
And not sarcastically, okay?
Oh shit! It came back to me.
I gotcha. I
Got me.
gotcha.
Oh shit. if I know you don't really do much social media wise, so if you don't if you don't want to plug social media, I get that. Just go join our Patreon and you can come talk to Grace on Discord.
Yeah, I really enjoy the Discord. I'm always like reading everyone's messages, and sometimes I pop in and say hi, but it's very entertaining and it's a great time. So
yeah, there's a
you
lot
should
of
join that.
monster fucking conversations.
Yeah, and if that doesn't sound good to you, then what are you even doing here? You
Shout out to Adele.
Yeah. Hey, Adele.
Yeah.
But yeah, so let me think. What have I been doing recently?
Been in meetings.
Not that much. I know, yeah. But it was, not to date the episode again, but it was recently Halloween. And my boyfriend and I dressed up as Max and Roxanne from a Goofy movie.
Nice.
And in my opinion, not enough people got it, so I'm gonna plug a Goofy movie.
I would have gotten
if you haven't seen that
and
movie,
I don't even remember seeing that movie, if I have.
I love that movie as a kid. It was so good.
We used to watch that movie probably too much.
Yeah, it was one of my faves back in the day.
I think I've just seen enough people dress up as that because I follow a lot of Disney people, so.
Oh yeah, makes sense.
I see Disney costumes.
Yeah, it was kind of an easy one. Like I basically had the whole outfit. I just needed like a red wig, and so $12 later, and the whole thing's done.
That's adorable.
Yeah, it was fun. We had a good time. But watch that movie if you haven't.
Yes, please do. Genuinely, please go watch that movie. Charlie, what are you consuming? Are we still on Scooby-Doo?
We are still on Scooby-Doo at the moment. I have a few more shows that are Scooby-Doo to plug. So this week I'm gonna plug the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo, which is a fun older one. I know a lot of people don't like Scrappy, but sorry, it's a show that has Scrappy in it. And it also does not feature Velma and Fred. It's weird. It's got Shaggy.
But it has Daphne?
Yes, it has Daphne, Shaggy, Scooby, Scrappy, and then 2 new characters. Flim Flam, who is this small little boy who's like a con artist. And then Vincent Price, playing a character of himself. Vincent Van Ghoul. This show was a fucking time.
Dear fucking God.
So I think I said, like, last time or something that there's, like, only one show that has an overlying plot. I lied. This is the other Scooby-Doo show that has an overlying plot. And it's that, so the ghosts are real. The ghosts are real. And they released them from a demon chest. There are 13 of them, and Scooby and Shaggy fucked up. And they have to go find them and put them back in the chest. And it's very wacky. Yeah.
Sounds like
it's
a good
not mysteries. It's literally just antics of trying to catch these ghosts.
Apparently Vincent Price was a very nice person.
They, in a few other adaptations of Scooby-Doo things, they've had, like, that character, Vincent Van Ghoul, come back as a reference.
That's cute.
And so the funny thing is, in the show, they didn't actually catch all the ghosts. So they had a sequel movie come out a couple years ago where they're like, we're gonna catch the last
A couple
ghost.
years ago from now?
Yes. This show was from, like, the 70s.
And this came out in, like, yeah.
Yes. And then they had a sequel show coming out, and where they caught the 13th ghost.
Oh, actually it was 85.
Oh, it was 80s? Okay. Yeah.
Still old.
Yeah, and they have to have somebody doing a Vincent Price impression, because he is sadly no longer with us. But
I mean, he died at the age of 82. He had a good long life.
Yeah.
Good for him.
It's a fun little nugget, and it was on Amazon Prime Video for free for October. It is no longer. I think it's on, like, Tubi or something right now, if you want to watch it for free.
It's somewhere. Cool. You can probably find it.
You can probably find it online. It's a weird, wacky little show. And it's only 13 episodes long.
13 episodes, yet they don't catch the 13th ghost.
Because the first episode, they released them.
Oh, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Then that math checks out.
It does, in fact. Yeah. There you go.
Can confirm. My plug, because I'm basic, is Squid Game.
Oh my god.
We weren't gonna watch it. We literally stopped watching episode 6 3 minutes before I jumped on to record. Because we were like, oh, whatever, let's just watch it so we can get the memes. We literally watched it for the memes. And as I've mentioned on the show a lot, we don't watch a lot of TV. Mm-hmm. So it took the memes to get us to watch it. Mm-hmm. And oh my god.
How you doing?
Are you okay?
My favorite character just died, so I'm pretty upset.
Man. Yeah.
So that made
I think episode 6 was the only episode that I've seen of the show, and I didn't even see the full thing, and I feel like I did it wrong.
Yeah,
randomly I randomly walked in and my boyfriend was watching it and I was like, I'll just like tap in,
the one where they were playing marbles?
Yes.
Okay, yep.
It's the one that I've seen and I'm like, wow, did not realize what was going on here. And it was very serious. But maybe I'll fill in the gaps one day.
I have not seen any of this show. I know nothing.
Well, don't do it the way I did it if you do it.
The main reason we wanted to watch it is Pittsburgh's a pretty fucked up city. And we have several tunnels that come into the city because we're in the middle of mountains and rivers. Mm-hmm. And so the first game they have to play in Squid Game is Red Light, Green Light. And it has this creepy doll lady.
Oh, I've heard. Yeah.
And so they kept being these memes where they'd have the Red Light, Green Light doll lady standing on top of various bridges and tunnels across the city. And we're like, okay, we gotta figure out what the fuck's going on with this doll.
Yeah, like, what is happening?
She is the true tunnel monster.
I definitely seen the face of this thing, and I am terrified of it. That's all I need to know.
Yeah. I think those are the right feelings.
Even just, like, the masks the people are wearing, just with, like, the squares, circles, and triangles.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good, y'all.
Yeah. But we started watching it, now we can't stop.
Yeah.
Which is, I guess, the point of TV.
It'd be that way. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how binging works.
I guess I'll go with Squid Game. Except we watch, like, maybe an episode at a time.
I think that's fair.
We're not bingers.
I am a binger. You know this about me.
Yeah. I'm not. Okay. Well, this was fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, get out of my fucking cabin.
No.
You can follow the podcast socials at Of the Eldest Gods Pod on Instagram and at Of the Eldest Gods on Twitter. You can send an iris message to us through oftheeldestgodspod@gmail.com. You can follow me, Taylor, at Taylor from Cabin 6 on Instagram, and Historical Femme, spelled FEMME, on Twitter. Catch me on episodes of The Restricted Section, Hell from Elsewhere, and True Stories of a Tryhard.
You can follow me, Charlie, at GreenPixie12 on most platforms, mainly Instagram and Tumblr. But on Twitter, I'm at GreenPixie123, which I'm not salty about. No, not at all. I also have an art Instagram that I sometimes use at GreenPixieDraws. I sometimes do the YouTube thing on my channel, Charlie Mack. That's MACK.
Our music was written by Nora Strauss-Riggs and recorded and edited by Ian Emmerich. You can find Nora at Kane_I, that's I as in the body part, on Instagram and Twitter. Feel free to message her about making music for your project or editing your pod. We are proud to be a part of the Movie Night Crew Network, which features the Movie Night Crew, join some friends as they react to some terrible, some meh, and some really great movies. And the Restricted Section, a chapter-by-chapter Harry Potter pod with lots of spoilers all the time.
What's up, potheads? We're the Restricted Section, a raunchy, rowdy, rambling, unabashedly pro-trans rights Harry Potter book club podcast hosted by a bunch of nihilistic millennial assholes who are desperately clinging to childhood fantasy as a way to escape the monotony of our 9-to-5 work culture and the inevitable extinction of the human race at our own hands. Isn't it wild that this book series was spontaneously created by the gods and has no actual author? The restricted section features a bunch of nerds with potty mouths rereading the Harry Potter series for what has to be like the 3rd to 20th time, and discussing the way the story and its themes have stayed with each and every one of us into our adulthood. We would love for you to join us every Wednesday wherever pods are cast.
Of the Eldest Gods is based on the series by Rick Riordan. Right now, we are discussing Percy Jackson and the Olympians. Remember to follow us on your favorite podcatcher and meet us back here every Thursday.
That movie sucked.
I kind of liked it.
Movie Night Crew Network.